come in, please. Please sit down. Sit down. Yash Pal.
Yes, sir.
You are a mechanical engineering graduate and working in Delhi Metro Rail.
Yes, sir. Working as a
Right. Let me see. And we have heard the concept of driverless trains.
Yes, sir.
Can you explain how it is done and the chances of accident, etc.? What precautions are the metro taking for proper?
Sir, driverless metro trains are being operated on Pink Line and Bibighar Line. They are the first in India. What happens is in the driverless train is the automation has been increased with the involvement of CBTC system. In these driverless trains, our main agenda is to reduce the human errors. And in this case, automation is done, and it is grade of automation 4. What we do is the train in the morning gets starts on its own, does self-exhaustive checks, the report of which is sent to Operation Control Center. Then the train is inducted from the depot and sent on the main line. Currently, the train are equipped as unattended train operations. They can move without train operators also, but for safety purposes and for troubleshooting, we have train drivers in those trains. And in those trains, they are equipped with push button system, which, for example, if a passenger needs to talk with a train operator or operation control center, so he can push the button and that call will be connected to the operation control center. In any case of emergency, if somebody is not feeling well, somebody has vomited or he has fainted, he can directly talk to the operation control center. And then later on, we have planned that in phase wise. Currently, we have train operators in all the trains, but in phase wise, we will reduce the train operators. For example, we'll do it like for 3 trains, there will be 1 roving attendant. So we'll reduce the utilization of manpower that can be used in phase 4 construction.
I've also heard this RRTS between Delhi and Meerut. What is the basic difference between metro rail and RRTS system? Is there any difference? Can you explain something on that line?
Yes, sir. Sir, RRTS is the metro rail system which is being connected with the Delhi and NCR region. There are 3 main corridors, priority corridors. The first one is being constructed by NCRTC between Delhi and Meerut. The corridor will be opened in 2023 only. And the section which is going to be opened is between Saibabad and Duhai Depot. These trains are functioning and will operate at a very high speed, semi-high speed of ranging from 160 to 180 km per hour. Secondly, the main difference is the metro rail, which is operated by DMRC, is intra-city. It operates intra-city. So the average speed which can be obtained in Delhi Metro is 32 to 34 km per hour. However, because of the long distance travel in RRTS, the average speed will be much higher. Secondly, the metro rail has the utilization for intra-city in the case of urban areas. However, the RRTS role is to curb the migration and have equitable development, and so that the congestion in the Delhi can be reduced.
Okay, one more question. Recently, the budget was presented. Say some major features of the budget. What are some major features?
Sir, firstly, the capital expenditure is capital expenditure has been increased. Secondly, the rationalization of tax slabs has been done so as to improve the simplification. Thirdly, there has been a reduction of Manrega, which has been done in consonance with increase in the other allocations in other rural development schemes. For example, Jal Jeevan Mission, and there is one more mission I'm not able to recall the name. In that they have done. So currently, and also there have been provision for railways expenditure, which has been increased, and they are coming up with hydrogen Vande petrol trains.
You said capital expenditure is being increased. Someone said this is merely to siphon more funds. More the government money on going to infrastructure, contractors will have their field day, and people will make money all the government projects. So how do you justify this? What should be done? What precautions should be taken for such things?
So capital expenditure has a multiplier effect on different sectors of the economy. So when the capital expenditure is increased, because the world is undergoing a fear of recession. So through capital expenditure, with the building of roads, railways, construction, highways, and other areas, the crowding in effect of private sector will be increased. However, there are fear that they can be siphoning of funds for that. More transparency should be increased, automation, and we can use public financial management system which has been introduced by the government. And also there is a provision of integrity monitors which are used in contracts between the vendors and bidders. And they can independently verify the payments, can audit the expenditure. They can do it.
Please.
Okay. Yash Pal,
इनका नाम क्या है?
your optional is geography.
जौहर है.
And it's a recent news that a Chinese spy balloon has been seen on
बच्चन जी.
earlier over US and Latin American countries. And recent news is that it has been shot down over Atlantic Ocean. So, which are these Latin American countries?
The Latin American countries are the countries which are below Mexico and South American and Central American countries.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you name a few?
Yes, sir. Mexico. From Mexico it starts. Then there is Colombia, Peru, Colombia. Then there is Ecuador, Brazil, Argentina,
Anyways,
Chile, Peru. Sorry.
why these balloons have been used by Chinese government?
Sir, balloons might be used so as to gather the information regarding military establishments.
No, why only balloons? The thing is this, the question is, why not drones, aircraft, any other satellites? Why balloons?
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to.
Anyways, you are from Kanpur.
Yes, sir.
You are from Kanpur, and Kanpur was a famous center of Revolt of 1857.
Yes, sir.
So, what happened exactly there and who led the revolt?
Sir, in Kanpur, the revolt was led by Nana Sahib. And in that the Nana Sahib was supported with Tantia Tope, and they had captured the city. However, with the increase of the Britishers and led by Henry Havelock and Hugh Campbell, they again recaptured the city, and Nana Sahib fled to the jungles in Nepal.
So, what were the factors why revolt failed there? I mean, why revolt wasn't successful in Kanpur?
Sir, firstly, the military might of Britishers was greater than the Indians. Secondly, the arms.
So, what was better in British military?
Sir, military might. Firstly, might. Secondly, discipline. Thirdly, leadership. And fourth, they were disciplined in the sense that they had a zeal to protect their motherland. However, we were missing that zeal because India as a nation was not being seen as an identity. They were all fighting for their own territorial and their own aims.
So, there is a famous incident known as Bibighar massacre. What is that? It happened in Kanpur.
Yes, sir. It happened in Kanpur. Sir, I have an idea, but not clear. But if I may be allowed, please. Sir, in Bibighar massacre, after the women and the children, they were allowed to pass through Kanpur through a tunnel. However, due to some miscommunication, the people captured those and they were massacred. It was also, I think, called Sati Chora massacre.
So, is it same? Bibighar massacre and Sati Chora massacre are the same?
So, as far my knowledge goes, I think it's the same.
Okay. So, you play chess.
Yes, sir.
So, how playing chess will make you a better civil servant?
So, playing chess helps in exercising of brain. They help in critical thinking and they help in gaining foresight. We have to see our steps. We have to anticipate our enemies also. So, in that case, we can have as a civil servant, when we are performing our duties and roles in any situation, we have to anticipate what our steps will have consequences and what I should take so as to control the situation.
Thank you.
You have opted geography.
Yes, sir.
You know In Himalayas, we are having problems with regular intervals, landslides and other things. Can you give me some action plan to stop it? How to stop it? How to prevent it?
Sir, firstly, any disaster has a 3-stage scenario: pre-disaster, during disaster, post-disaster. Now, to prevent the disaster, we have to implement pre-disaster measures. For that, firstly, we should do community awareness. We should train the community so that they can control the situation till the NDRF, SDRF, or army, any personnel arrives. Secondly, communication is a major channel so that information dissemination can be done and the panic can be reduced in the people. So that should be enhanced. Thirdly, any infrastructure creation should involve EIA, environmental impact assessment, and social impact assessment, so that it does not lead to exceeding the carrying capacity of the area. Fourthly, there should be regular mock drills and training which can be provided. Lastly, sir, the panchayats should be enabled and should be strengthened with the help of tabletop exercises.
I asked about the preventive measures. What prevention could be done so that it doesn't occur? Is there any possibility? Can we fight against the nature? Can we change the nature of nature? What should be done?
Sir, in that case, we can have a background check and the history and the area, the hotspots of the landslide regions. We can check those, and for that we can plan if any, and we can project and forecast. Secondly, landslide is a sudden occurrence which can be measured with the help of ISRO's remote sensing agencies. For example, it can measure the movement of soil debris on a minute. That can help in triggering the mechanism. However, because it is a sudden occurrence, the major role in it comes during disaster and post-disaster.
Motor vehicles. We are all talking about conservation of energy. What are the latest motor vehicle engines from the viewpoint of conservation of energy?
Sir, for conservation of energy, we are moving forward to electric vehicles, in which hybrid is one, plug-in hybrid, battery operated. These are 2-3 areas which we are working upon.
What are BS models? Something called BS.
Sir, there are Bharat stage norms.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, for conservation of fuel and reducing of pollution, we have switched over from BS4 to BS6, skipping the BS5. And in this BS6, there is a 80% reduction in diesel engines from BS4 to BS6. Similarly, there has been reduction in NOx and particulate matter.
Is there some difference in their cylinder capacity and everything, exact mechanism, how it has improved from BS4 to BS6, the difference between the engines, these two things?
Sorry, sir, I'm not
That's all. Yeah. You know carbon credit?
Yes, sir. Sir, carbon credit is a certified emission reduction which we gain after, which can be quantified, which a company gains after reducing the emissions which it takes from its operations. If I may give an example, currently DMRC, through its areas of operations like regenerative braking, solar panels, they have gained carbon credit from United Nations.
Yash Pal, recently that union budget has been Parliament they had published. Now the thing is that is there any provision for the metro railway in that rail budget?
Sir, I'm not able to respond regarding that.
Okay. Do you think that still that Delhi metro is in profitable mode?
Sir, pre-pandemic, Delhi Metro was operating with a 75% operating ratio. So operationally, pre-pandemic, it was in profit. However, it was net loss because of depreciation and interest payment. Post-pandemic, due to 2020 and 2021, because there were halt in operation for around 8 to 9 months. But Metro has some fixed costs, so salaries, payments, allowances, and had to operate for its own staff and Delhi Police and other emergency agencies. It continued to operate, and its operation ratio has increased over 100, and now we are operating with a loss.
So do you think that the Delhi police is involved in the metro, or that forces is involved in the metro?
No, sir. It was in paramilitary emergency and for Delhi Metro staff also.
Now, how Delhi Metro taking international route to increase the resources apart from that ticketing, means that fare of the ticketing? Do you think that is there any provision is going on?
Yes, sir. Sir, currently, as per annual report of 21-22, we have revenue from different streams. Our major revenues are fare box and non-fare box revenue. From fare box revenue, 27% of our earnings are coming, and from non-fare box, we have property development, property business. We lease out the spaces, kiosks for shops, and a major chunk of the non-fare box revenue is coming from consultancy projects which Delhi Metro is taking, which is, for example, Dhaka Metro, Gujarat Metro, Jaipur Metro. These are, and it has recently bid for Egypt and Indonesia also.
How geography will help you in administration?
Sir, geography has a major component of human geography, in which demography, birth rate, sex rate, this can help in gauging the scenario, and because of this, I can use various literature campaigns, awareness programs, and can promote the parents, community, sensitize themselves to come forward and take the benefits of education, health, infrastructure.
You play chess,
Yes, sir.
so you know about that Magnus Carlsen and Hans Niemann.
Yes, sir.
What is that controversy in between?
Sir, controversy erupted firstly because Hans Niemann has a reputation of cheating in online chess.com. Now the controversy increased when in Sinkfield Cup, the Magnus Carlsen had a match against Hans Niemann. Magnus Carlsen had white pieces and Hans Niemann had black pieces. Magnus Carlsen being a very strong opponent, very strong player with a very high rating and playing with the white pieces. It is usually unexpected to lose with a player who has not even crossed 2700 rating. So after Magnus Carlsen lost with white pieces, he suspected that Hans Niemann may have done something. So he backed out from that tournament and implicitly said that Hans may have cheated, which he later clarified through an open letter on its Twitter.
One nation, one election. Can you feel that it is possible in India?
Sir, till 1969, it was happening, and it can again happen. However, it has a very high cost. Plus, it has a very high cost, and will be a scenario where some legislative assemblies will have to curb their cycle, and some may have to enlarge their cycle. Secondly, through simultaneous elections, the exchequer expenditure may be curbed. However, the accountability of the executive due to regular elections to the public may be reduced. So it is a possibility, and for that, regular deliberation and consultation should be done.
Thank you. So now you wait for that feedback by our members. Just relax.
For feedback, some comments to him.
As far as my questions are concerned, Latin America, you forward. So geography of the whole thing is quite, nowadays very
Yes, sir.
time and again happening in news. So read a bit about it. Telling them no harm in that. It's very cheap acquisition. It has been shot down by an F-22 aircraft. Chess, although the answer was good, but still you could have said that chess would help me in using my resources properly. Different pieces have different moves.
Yes.
And I can articulate it properly. answer could have been given in a certain way.
It's very good, but one thing you should pay a little more attention in listening questions. Whatever is asked, you should organize your answer around that. When you know the answer particularly, if you do not know the answer, then either you pass the question or then you can touch the peripheries. So I found that you had a set mind. You know that this question would be asked from a geography student. So you had completed the total answer. But question was asked only on the first part, which you almost escaped, and second and third you elaborated. So you should listen carefully. And rest all is fine. And when you know the answer, then there will be no problem for you. But frame the answer around the question.
First, once you enter, maybe you unbutton your coat. Number one. Number two, the eye movement is little bit less. Take it. Third, hand movement is too much. Just try to control. When is your actual interview?
After 10th March.
10th March, okay. And for that presentation, sir has already elaborated each and everything. You should keep yourself around that question only. I have asked about questions related to that international route to generate revenue. You just come to that Gujarat and all. I am talking about that international. So you are taking the name of Gujarat and all. You just try to name the Dhaka, Egypt, and whatever the international projects is going on by DMRC. Okay, can you understand my question? So just try to be a little bit. Your presentation is good, communication is very nice, but try to avoid all the things which you can in your control. Thank you, sir.
You are doing well. You will do better. Somehow a small amount of tension is there, not much, some relaxation, but try to be a bit more relaxed. है ना? अभी जो interview of course 10th March है. We practice more on this under mirror case maybe how can have your face seems a bit reserved. Of course we don't want you to be totally बहुत ज़्यादा है ना कि मुंह के हंसते हुए दिख रहे हैं, लेकिन somewhat that is needed. और बाकी है knowledge so I don't know what could be है, but 10th March you say budget आज तो पास हो चुका, but budget is a thing, current affairs will be there, international relations will be there. Engineer, you are mechanical, so manufacturing sector is why not very strong in India. What should we do to do so? All these things can, metro question can come. Keep a cool, calm appearance. Keep a smiling face. You may not know everything, but then supposing you don't know anything, you can say that a bit, my knowledge in this bit is limited, but you can say a related film I have studied, related field. Maybe someone may ask you some more questions on that. So you have to try to bring the best out of yourself. That's all I can say. Anything from your side?
I have one question. For example, if one panel member asks me the question, so should I look at him only or should I move my eyes?
It's a very, but normally the person who asks you, you can look at him. Initially you are looking at the chairman, but the person who has asked you can look at him and give the answer. There's nothing very much on this, but that is if he is asking the question, you are.
But sometimes in between during the answer, you can just give other
थोड़ा सा
members.
इधर-उधर एक बार कभी glance दे दो, लेकिन basically you have answers. ठीक है.
But while listening the question, you should focus on first.
Yes.
He should not feel ignored that he is asking something and you are looking at him.
हाँ वही करें कि basically
That would be better.
बीच में थोड़ा सा glance इधर-उधर दे दिए, लेकिन basically you look at.
Or maybe some counter question by other members, then you have to respond accordingly.
Anything else you want to know? Come on, we have time. You can say anything else you want to know.
For example, I fumbled in that Chile and Peru. I was like Cheru Pili.
So I just wanted to say no. I just wanted to put a bit of pressure upon you. I also knew that you won't be able to recall all the names. And you succumbed. That was it. So my interview is the art of answering. It is not, although it is what you answer, but it is more how you answer and how you answer when you don't know the answer. So
And moreover, it is not a factual test we are taking. It's not a quiz. It's not a quizzing. We are taking that some of that name you missed, like in a doesn't matter too much. The only thing when you are giving your answer, sir has already explained that you listen your question and keep your answers around them. That's it.
See, the interview board is also looking at the questions. I see you have given a hobby, we didn't ask, reading self-help books. Of course, you have already given this pro forma, you cannot change it now. So be prepared on what is self-help. And when you read books, why don't you prefer some other books also? Why limit yourself to self-help book? But what I'm saying is, whatever you like here, playing chess, the questions will be there. So you have already written, you cannot change it. So you self-help, you have to explain a lot. That get prepared.
What lessons you are taking from those self-help books? Are you practicing something? Are you planning when you become district magistrate somewhere? How would you use this knowledge? You should be very careful about it. Sir, ने बहुत अच्छी चीज point किया.
ये form तो change नहीं कर सकते.
I had this thing in my mind because you have very specific
Hobby.
hobby, reading self-help books. You should be very careful. You must be having something in your mind.
So be prepared on that. चलो ठीक है ना और कुछ कहना है?
Thank you, sir.